Okay, I had a bit of a problem with the Windrap when I put it on to the Vortex. On here was an Allen screw head on the central adjustment there, and I rounded it off inside, and I left it for a while. But what happens is, on a few rides, then this starts to come down, it starts to hit your knees, and I've had one or two people say to me that's what happens to theirs. So obviously I had to adjust it, so I literally took this section right off and drilled the original nut out, Allen screw head off, and replaced it with a bolt instead of an Allen screw head. And also the actual adjusters here that keep it in place. When you go down, it butts up against here, so it keeps it in place. I took them off and I roughed up the backs with a piece of emery paper, and then I roughed up the centre piece behind that with a bit of emery, so they mate up a bit roughly, the two. But I still think that the nut is actually an improvement over the Allen screw, because you can put more torque on that and really, you know, get some oomph on it without going mad. And I think that's thick enough to take it. So I've given it a test run, and it held it quite well. It didn't move at all, so the proof of being the pudding. We'll have a couple of long rides to see if it stays in place. Now it's adjusted. Again, overall, I went out for a really nice ride today. I did about 25 miles, and it's really good. The sun was shining, and there was a forward wind, and it cut through the wind beautifully. You know, I mean, you get a bit of a buffeting in the head as it glides over the top, but I'm really pleased I've got it on the Vortex. It will stay on for the winter anyway. Summer it gets a bit hot underneath there, but no, I'm really impressed with it. It really does the job. I'm very pleased with it. Another little problem I've had is putting lights on the back of the Vortex, because there's not really a lot of places you can mount them. And there's not really a lot of lights that have got the right sort of connection, you know, the right sort of bar connectors. They stick out the different ways. But I actually found these in Halfords, and they're white as well, so you can get them in black, but they fit on both sides. They look quite neat actually. They look like part of the bike, don't stick out at all. I've had quite a few people comment on them. You know, did they come with a bike? But no, they're Halfords. But they're very good actually. I thought it was a score when I got it. And also an update on my whinge about the noisy chain. I finally tracked it down and know exactly what it is. It's underneath the guide wheel here, there's the tube, and it literally runs over the connector, and that's where all the noise comes from. I noticed on the new VTX, I think they call it, not Vortex anymore, there's a block underneath there rather than the connection you've got there at the moment. So I'd be interested to know whether that cuts the noise down, whether because it's larger, it's got a larger space to run over than what's there on this Vortex. So I'd be interested to see whether I could fit one on. I'll have to ask Ice about that. Also, I've always had problems with the handbrake. You put it on, but it just doesn't hold it, and with the Windrap on, you need it. You need a really, you know, you need a handbrake on, because you've got to get out. It's a bit twisty with that on. So I went down to B&Q. They have a nice collection of these straps you can buy, and I managed to find this pack, and that's all you do is just clip it over the top and push it down the bar, and it just holds it down in a nice secure manner. All you got to do is pull it back, look, and it comes off. I can't put it back on with one hand, but it goes on just as easy to put it off, and it just stays there so you don't lose it. And so when you really need to put it on and stay on, it's there. And I finally got some decent trike flags. Bought this one from America. I've got a red one and a blue one. I've ordered 2 for the green speed, and they're going to put green speed logo on there for me as well. But all these are, what I like about them is the fact that they show up in the dark. The tassel is reflective, and all the white pieces are reflective. Yeah, it's a really nice flag. I had another little problem last week. The seat mechanism started to make a lot of noise, creaking, and I checked it and there was nothing wrong with it. It was all secure as I put it on. But I literally had to take it apart and rebuild it, put it all back again, and it's gone again. But I was just wondering what it was. It was really strange because all the nuts were all done up. Whether it just, got into a position where it was making a noise, I don't know. But we'll see how long it lasts this time.